video, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how I'll be planning for December, being an extremely busy entrepreneur. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and of course if you are new here, welcome. My name is Erin and this channel is all about helping game-changing female entrepreneurs to build the business and life of their dreams. As I just said, in today's video I'm going to be taking you through exactly how I plan my months, but particularly how I'm planning for December, because December is such a busy time of year, not only for myself as an entrepreneur, but for basically everyone I know anyway. So I want to talk to you exactly how I've pre-planned the entire month so that I don't fall behind on content or with my client work or anything in between. So I'm actually going to be taking you straight into my computer because I do all of my planning on the computer. But if you did like the video, I would very much appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up. And of course, if you are new around here, then why not consider subscribing? I put new videos out every single Tuesday and Friday, all about business, manifestation, and just living that girl boss lifestyle. Okay, so the first thing that I would do when I was looking to plan any particular month, specifically now December, I would come into my Trello board and I work with my goals/intentions board first of all. So this is what you see here. I have called it intentions board lately. I used to have it called goals board. Honestly, I don't even know why I really changed it. I guess one day felt really aligned with the word intention as opposed to goals, but I'll probably change it back, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't change what the board is about. So as you can see here, I've broken down this goals intention board into, weekly intentions, monthly intentions, yearly intentions, and then my big picture intentions. And there's not much going on here because I'm really trying to be laser focused at the moment and just have a couple of things that I'm really mastering as opposed to heaps of things that I'm dabbling in. So working specifically with December here, you can see that I no longer have November. I ticked off all my goals for November, and now I'm specifically just working with December, and I only have 2 big projects that I'm planning on working on in December, being that turning my current group coaching program into more of a self-study program. I'm removing some of the modules and making it really easy for people to get maximum results from a self-study. But then I'm also going to be launching my weekly live Facebook show, #AskErin, where basically I'll just be taking all of the questions that you ask me throughout the week, all about business, lifestyle, mindset, being a girl boss, and putting it into a live show on Thursdays on Facebook Live. So when it comes to planning my months, what I'll do is I'll come in here first of all and I'll have a look at the projects or the intentions or the goals that I want to work with. And then each week, once I've planned out the entire month, this month there's only 2, some months there's more. But when I've planned out all of the projects that I need to have my attention focused on for that particular month, then each week I will break down and add cards to how I'm going to achieve that particular project within that month. So particularly next week, I'm going to plan out modules for self-study GCC. I always just shorten things to make it easier for myself, and start collecting questions for live show and create graphics. So pretty easy. There are the things that I'm going to be working on next week. And then what I would do is create another card here for the following week commencing, that will be the 11th of December. And I would just do the same thing. I would think ahead and start thinking about the projects that I've got for the month of December, and then break it down. So, a lot of people feel really overwhelmed because there's so much to do and they've got all these big projects. Break it down as small as you possibly can and allocate those small steps, time within your week throughout the month. And then it just becomes so much more digestible. Literally all I've got to do, okay, here I need to plan out the modules. That's not hard. Get up a spreadsheet, start planning out the modules. But if I was I need to build this whole entire thing, looking at it holistically, it can feel really overwhelming. And next week it will be film videos for module 1 and so on and so forth. So how I plan my month particularly overall is I really break down the projects first, and then I break them down even further throughout the week. Just to give you a little bit of context for the rest of what's going on here, even though specifically for December I'd only be working with these two boards here. But I also have obviously my yearly intentions. I've already started planning out my 2018 and all of the things that I want to do for next year, along with a financial goal. And then I've obviously got my big picture intentions that I have just, there that I'm working towards. What you see over here, though, I just have this on my intentions/goals board because, Tony Robbins talks a lot about having standards and living up to standards within our life. And if we want to achieve things, we're only ever going to meet what our current standards are. So I did just write out this list, which helps me because I look at this board every single day of the standards that I have for my life. So daily happiness and self-love, that's a huge focus for me lately. Obviously, I do my morning routine every day to have a fit, healthy body free of pain. I know that seems really weird, but look, I'm getting on in age. Not really, I'm obviously still super young, but I do have some aches and pains popping up. So other than being, skinny and things like that, free of pain is a huge health focus for me as I grow older. And then read and listen to books every month, obviously developing my self. So this is how my goals board planning board is really set out, and that's where I start anytime I plan a month. I think about the projects for my business that I need to complete, and then I break it down by very, very digestible steps throughout the weeks. Then what I do is I pop over to my YouTube content schedule. Now this is obviously a huge thing for me because my YouTube channel is a huge part of what I do, not only with my business but with my life. I love being on YouTube. I love creating videos. It's a hobby. George and I work on videos together. So that is a huge part of my planning process. I think about all the videos that I want to make for the month, and in fact I have gone right up to January here, I believe. But what I would do is jump here into my calendar and look at the videos that I have planned for December and just make sure, yes, they're all right, I want to do them. But then what I do is obviously set them out to do with the day. So this actually needs to change because they're all becoming Tuesday, How To Tuesday. If you've not seen the new videos, definitely jump on board. But I have a look at the videos, make sure, yes, I still want to create them. I kind of cross-reference it to what you guys have been talking about and asking for and making sure they're still relevant and that I still want to make them. And then what I will actually do is I set them these days, but I put them into my Google Calendar by doing the following. So it already has a due date, as you can see here. I then just want to change this to 6 a.m. because that's what time my videos go live. So 6 a.m. for that one. How to use affirmations to overcome negative beliefs. And then next week will be my night routine, even though you can just obviously see it right there. But still watch the video, please. I'm going to work really hard on it. But I'm going to put it in as 6 a.m. for both of those, because then I want to be able to have this connected to my Google Calendar so I can see the videos in my Google Calendar as well. So how you do that, sorry, I'll just go back and do it a bit slowly. So you go to Show Menu after you've set due dates for things. Then you go into your power-ups here. You go down to the calendar power-up when it does load. And then just copy this URL here. And all you got to simply do is drop that into your Google Calendar by adding a new calendar, add by URL. And then that's going to populate those videos in here. Oh, they say 12. So I know which videos are going live when. Which actually brings me to the next part of my planning stage after I've done my projects, done my goals, done my YouTube content schedule. I'll come into my Google Calendar and make sure that I'm setting time not just for my projects, my YouTube videos and things like that, but also for relaxation time, my morning routine and experiences that I want to have. I wouldn't be able to be as creative as I can be with videos, my business, if I didn't take time away from it all to re-energize myself. And I need to schedule that in because I'm obviously so busy. I've got a heaps of clients going on at the moment and all this other stuff, and it's amazing and I love it, but I need to make sure I'm scheduling time for myself, time away, and time for self-care so that I can recharge that creativity. So this will be next week. I'm filming this on Thursday. Next week will be the start of December. So as you can see here, I did take all my clients' names out. This would normally say their name, not just client. I don't know why I did that. I just think, for their own privacy, if they wanted, I'd just taken their names out, and these are the group coaching calls that you see here. So they're obviously already populated. They were put into my calendars when I first started working with these clients. I also have a meeting here with my management. I have these end of day evening power hours. This is where George and I work together because George still works in his full-time job. So for us to have some time together working on the business, we do that every Tuesday and Thursday night. I also have end of the week tasks every week. These are all reoccurring events. I have end of the week tasks where I do things like tax and boring stuff like that, and then sending out the modules to the Game Changer Collective group. So that's pretty much all the reoccurring stuff. Oh, and my morning routine. We've called it Millionaire Morning Routine. It's just something that George and I do together. So that's why we called it that. I don't know why again. But these are all the things that I already have scheduled each and every single week into my Google Calendar. And even if you went into the morning routine, I have out all of the things that I need to do in my morning routine. So I pretty much schedule everything. And it's funny because I am a very type B type person, so I do struggle to stick to a schedule, but at least when it's in there, I know exactly what I need to do each and every single day. So once I've got all of my reoccurring events in, this is where I'll come in and I'll start adding things like, self-care Sundays, making sure that I am taking time to, just pamper myself, even if it's just like, I wash my hair a couple of times a week, but doing my nails, making sure I'm feeling good, making sure I'm just, spending some time with myself, making myself feel beautiful, making myself feel great, taking some time for health and things like that. So I will pop that in there as well. Then I might want to schedule, a little spontaneous dinner with George, with my love, and I will put that into personal as well, and then send that to him so that pops into his calendar and things. So I'll just go in and just make sure that I'm all of those kind of recreational personal things I'll pop in here. And then each day, I know this is like lots of planning, but each day I'll go back to my intentions board. And okay, so say I said this today, in the week commencing the 4th, I'm going to plan out the modules. I'll go back into my Google Calendar and go, okay, which day do I have time to dedicate to doing that task? Wednesday morning is looking pretty free. I can pop that in here. So I'm going to plan, I can't type, oh my gosh. Plan GCC self-study, and that will go into workflow. So these videos obviously will already have been filmed. I film, sometimes 2 weeks in advance, but at the moment I'm pretty much only a week ahead. But I know next week's videos, which if we come back here are going to be how to love yourself based on what you guys choose. I'm letting you choose the how-to videos, but I'm gonna have to film that sometime this week. So where Thursday morning's looking pretty open, so I'm going to put in a filming YouTube videos session, and that goes under filming, and there we go. And then I will go back to my intentions, start collecting questions via live show. That's something that I can do super easily, but still scheduling it in. A lot of people neglect to schedule in the simple stuff because they think, oh, it's simple, I'll remember to do it. But then that's where time slips away from you and you don't end up doing it. So no matter how big or small the task is, schedule it in. So I've got a client call here. When can I start collecting? So the show's not actually launching until the following week. So I'll probably actually do that here in the afternoon on Thursday. I will actually combine those two tasks. So I'm going to create graphics and start collecting cues. And that will also be in workflow. And that's pretty much it. That's how I build out every single week for each month within my business. And, I've got things like Christmas parties and stuff. Towards the end of December, it starts getting super busy. That's when I've got lots of engagements and things that I need to go to other people's Christmas parties and stuff. This is the May Collective Christmas party, and yes, it is just George and I who are going because Lauren had a baby and we have no other staff. So that's going to be fun. But, you know, that's how I pretty much plan. Now, the other tips that I do have is if you do start a board like this where you're coming and planning your weeks, even what I would do if you don't want to work off a Google Calendar is you could create like a day board, so like daily intentions, and even break these down even further and put them down into a day. A huge tip, and I've said this before, is plan your day the night before. You know, we only have so many decisions that we can make throughout a day, and if you're spending time in the morning thinking about, what am I going to do today, you're using that capacity, that decision capacity that you have. Whereas when you plan your day the night before, you're already sitting down at your desk when you're going to work the next day, already fully knowing what you've got to do. So those decisions and that mental capacity can be used towards other things throughout the day. So it's a lot easier to stay focused when you just 100% know exactly what you've got to do when you need to sit down. So whether you do it in a Google Calendar, a Trello board, or in your bullet journal or in your planner, wherever you're doing it, making sure you know exactly what your big projects for the month are. Make sure you know what each week's mini projects are. Make sure each day you're planning that the night before, and make sure you've got that big focus on those big picture things that you are working towards as well. And obviously the final tip is making sure, you know, in your Google Calendar, you're scheduling in time to spend with yourself. You know, I'll probably fill this out more even with time to spend by myself or time to spend with friends. Like I'll probably be like catch up with Karen, Connie, my besties here, and things like that. So I'm making sure that I'm spending time doing things, because as an entrepreneur it can be really easy to slip into just work all the time, but that is not how you survive as a healthy entrepreneur. So I hope diving deep into my Trello and my calendar was helpful for you. If you want me to answer any questions about any of the programs that I use or any of the planning that I do, then please feel free to leave them in the comments below, of course. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video where I showed you exactly how I'm planning out my entire month of December so that I can stay extremely organized and not fall behind on anything, but of course so I can also have some time to myself to enjoy the silly season, or whatever you like to call it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.